Right now, thousands of people are trying to reach the Social Security Administration, and they're getting stuck in robotic phone loops that don't lead anywhere. I've heard from so many of you who are just trying to get help with basic things, and instead you're left feeling frustrated, confused, and shut out without the answers that you need. In some cases, the new AI system is so broken that it actually tells people to just hang up. In this video, we're going to look at what's really going on here, why it's gotten so bad, and most importantly, what you can do to avoid wasting hours on hold. But before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. What's the longest you've been on hold while waiting for the Social Security Administration? I've heard some people say 6 hours or more, and others say 15 minutes. So I want to hear about your experiences. So drop a comment below. Because ultimately, it's these long wait times that they're trying to fix, right? The stated goal of the Social Security Administration is to cut down on hold times and improve customer service by implementing better technology that can help answer some of those basic questions. It's just apparently not as easy as they thought it would be, because so far the fix seems to be worse than the problem was. Because instead of increasing the number of people who are available to help answer calls, the Social Security Administration has started rolling out AI-powered phone systems. But not the advanced AI like you would expect from maybe ChatGPT, but something that doesn't seem capable of fully doing what they need it to do. And I'm going to illustrate this with a couple of points. The Social Security Administration is rolling out a new AI-powered phone system. It's already being used in over 350 field offices in the Southeast and the Northeast, and they're planning to expand it nationwide this summer. But the early feedback is not good. In fact, it's been a disaster. Disability attorney Jennifer Burdick, who helps clients navigate Social Security, said she and her paralegal had to call over and over again just to talk to a real person after their client didn't receive their disability check. When they tried to say agent, the system completely ignored them over and over again. Instead of connecting them with someone who could help, the bot started spitting out random facts about Medicare premiums and cost of living adjustments that were completely unrelated to what they needed. At one point, it even told them to hang up. And that wasn't a fluke. A Washington Post reporter tested the line themselves. They called on a Friday afternoon, and it took 8 separate attempts to finally get through to a person. Every time, the AI system would give them useless information and tell them to end the call. And these aren't isolated incidents either. We've heard from dozens of people dealing with the same thing: looped menus, dropped calls, voice prompts that ignore what you say, or worse, just cut you off completely. These aren't minor inconveniences. They're barriers to getting essential help. When your income, health, and housing depend on these programs, this kind of breakdown is not just frustrating, it's terrifying. So what do you do when the system that's supposed to help you ends up locking you out instead? After hearing from many of you, I went digging and found a few workarounds that can actually help. I also found one bright spot, a service that actually picks up the phone when you call. So if you're on Medicare or about to be, our sponsored chapter is doing what the Social Security Administration is not doing right now. They offer real one-on-one help from licensed Medicare experts. No robotic loops, no dropped calls, just caring, qualified advisors ready to help you understand your benefits and make confident decisions. They've earned thousands of 5-star reviews for a reason. And when you're ready for Medicare help that really works, you can call the number on screen to speak to someone directly. It's free, it's easy, and it's honestly how customer service should work. But unfortunately, Social Security hasn't caught up to that level of service yet. So let's get into what you can do when you're stuck with their AI phone system, starting with the hacks that are actually working for some people right now. So here are some tips to help. Say agent clearly and keep saying it. Even if it doesn't work the first time or the 10th time, repeat it every time you're prompted to speak. Avoid adding extra words like, I want to speak to an agent. Just say agent. And that goes into our number 2 point, which is keep your responses short and simple. Long or detailed explanations confuse the system. Use as few words as possible. Try to stick to 1 or 2 word answers like payments, appeal, status, or agent. Highly recommend agent. Avoid using speakerphone. Background noise is going to make it harder for the AI to understand you. You want to hold your phone normally, speak clearly, and make sure that there is quiet in the background that it's not going to get distracted by. Don't press buttons unless it asks you to. The system is designed to respond to your voice, Pressing buttons randomly can actually reset the call or cause more confusion. It's not going to help solve your problems. If the AI asks you if you want to end the call, don't. Some users report that the system offers to disconnect the call if it's having trouble. Always say no and repeat agent instead. And I know this is a long shot, but try calling earlier in the morning. Some callers have reported better results if they call right when the office is open. I don't know why that would influence an AI, but it is something that I read. Now, also, in the off chance that you are going to reach a person, have your information ready. If you do get through to an agent, you need to be prepared with your social security number, your recent letters if you're calling about a letter, or claim number, or whatever you need to have that conversation. You also can try calling your local SSA field office directly. It sounds like some field offices still use human-operated lines, and they may be easier to reach. And if all else fails, try sending an email. The Social Security Administration has several different email addresses, each one for a different kind of inquiry. You can look up the contact information on the Social Security Administration's website at ssa.gov. When contacting them, be sure to include your full name, last four of your Social Security number, and a brief, clear explanation of your issue. Now, I know that email is not ideal, but I did think it was interesting that they included an email address in their recent press release about accommodations and civil rights complaints, because that does give you another option outside of this phone line. And at least it's something. But I mean, I'll be honest, telling people to just call or email doesn't help much when the phones are broken and we don't know if anybody's even checking the inbox. And of course, that's where things get even more frustrating. Even if you do get a real person on the line right now, there's a good chance they're going to tell you that they can't help you. That's because Social Security has placed strict limits on what their staff are currently allowed to assist with. According to statements obtained by USA Today, workers at some call centers and processing centers have been told to only handle new claims, appeals, or cases related to the Social Security Fairness Act. Everything else, including overpayment reconsiderations, direct deposit updates, Medicare billing issues, and more, are essentially on hold. One employee said that adding the Fairness Act to their top priority list has stretched their staff so thin that other important issues are now facing serious delays. Even complex cases that used to be handled quickly are now stuck in limbo. For now, it sounds like this restriction is supposed to be lifted by July 1st, but other sources suggest that it could last all the way through November when Social Security expects to finish processing all of the remaining Fairness Act adjustments. So in the meantime, if your issue doesn't fall into one of those high priority buckets, you might fight your way through the system just to be told, sorry, we can't help you right now. And that's if you're lucky enough to even reach someone in the first place. Honestly, it's no wonder why people are frustrated. You're being told you owe money, that you have to pay it back. You're being threatened with overpayments or benefit cuts. And when you try to get the answers from the source, the phone system completely fails you. The agents are tied up. And the backup options are limited at best. I think that's why Congressman Josh Riley introduced a new bill, H.R. 3695, that would guarantee people access to Social Security services over the phone, online, and in person. It's a step in the right direction, but as of now, it is still just a proposal. So if you have strong feelings about that, please reach out to your congressional lawmakers if you'd like to see that bill passed, because right now it seems like it's harder than ever to reach someone at the Social Security office. And until something changes at the federal level, we're all left trying to navigate a system that just isn't working the way that it should. Now, I know that this is a lot to take in, but you're not alone. Our goal is to help you stay informed, protected, and heard. If you've run into roadblocks with Social Security or Medicare, drop a comment below and go check out our other videos for more ways to save money and get free stuff. Until then, hang in there, and I'll see you in the next one.